Coming up, CSU Volleyball is going dancing. Find out who they'll play in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
Plus, we sat down with senior guard Joe Desmond to hear how the team will rebound from last season's disappointing inning. All this and much more coming up on CTV Sports. Hello, and welcome to CTV Sports. I'm Travis Greed, and this guy's Brett Kennedy.
How's it going, Trav?
Good. Brett, how was Thanksgiving? Big football game yesterday for the Broncos, overtime win. I know you had a good time watching that one.
One of the best games that I've seen all year, Trav. Doesn't get much better. The snow is on the ground. Overtime game, and undefeated Tom Brady goes down.
Plus all the leftover Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good day.
Can't go wrong there.
Good day. On Sunday, the CSU volleyball team had a watch party at Fuzzy's Taco Shop to see where they would land in this year's NCAA tournament bracket. The entire team, Coach Hilbert, and many fans anxiously awaited the announcement. Here's the team's reaction to its name being called.
I think it's a good draw. I think, I expected that we would have a neutral court game against someone who's a 25 to 50 in the country team, and that's what Loyola Marymount is. They're good. They've had some big wins. I think they have a win over BYU. They're one of the few teams that did beat BYU this year, I think. But they're very good. They play the same brand of volleyball we do. They're about on the same level of athleticism as we are. And I think that it'll be a really good matchup for us. And they'll play hard, and it'll be on a neutral court, and it'll be great.
The number 12 team in the nation will take on Loyola Marymount in the first round of the tournament in Palo Alto, California. And that was Coach Hilbert right there. Clearly, he's happy with the selection. Lucky for us, our volleyball reporters Olivia Landis and Grace Reeder are in the studio. Grace and Liv, what are your thoughts on the volleyball team's chance to make a run in the tournament?
Thanks, Trav. Well, like you said, this CSU volleyball team is we're going to look at two different angles here coming into this NCAA tournament. First of all, we have to give credit where credit is due. CSU is coming in ranked 12th in the nation, and they did just get done clinching their 7th straight Mountain West Championship title, and they just came off of a huge win against Iowa State. I think this prepares them for this game against Loyola Marymount. What do you think, Grace?
Absolutely. Plus, we've seen so many players step up this year. Dree Colbert just got Mountain West Player of the Year. That speaks to just how much she has really come up for the team. And then also, of course, the CSU Rams team is off of 20 straight wins, so their momentum is going. One thing we definitely have to look at, though, is that they've played a lot of Mountain West teams in these past couple of games. None of the other Mountain West teams made it to the NCAA tournament, so it'll be interesting to see if the competition is going to be difficult for them.
Yeah, I agree. And Loyola Marymount, they did have a 22-8 record, where CSU is coming off of a 26-3 record. So I think it's going to be the CSU Rams are coming in with a fire under them, and I think it's going to be a great first round. But we do have to look that if CSU does beat Loyola, then they're going to have to play either Stanford or New Mexico State. And I'm not sure if CSU is prepared to play a big team like Stanford. They are ranked 6th in the nation. We also have to consider that, Grace.
Well, after their loss to Texas and Texas A&M, and also after we watched that exhibition game against Shanghai, I don't know if they're going to be prepared to go against a team that's as good as Stanford is.
Yeah, well, we can only hope for the best, but back to you guys.
Thanks, Liv and Grace. For the 7th consecutive season, a Colorado State volleyball player is taking home the Mountain West Player of the Year award, and this one comes as no surprise. Earlier today, it was announced that Adriana Colbert is taking home the award. This comes after a spectacular season in which Colbert stuffed the stat sheets with 8 triple-doubles this season, setting not only the Mountain West single-season record, but also the career record for triple-doubles. Colbert also recorded the first quadruple-double in the NCAA over a 5-year span against San Jose State on October 17th.
The Colorado State football team finished off its regular season in thrilling fashion this past Saturday. The Rams beat Fresno State in a come-from-behind effort on the road, 34-31. CSU was down 24-7 at one point, but clawed its way back to take the lead and keep it with 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Rams exposed the Bulldogs' special teams coverage in the game as Joe Hansley returned 2 punts for touchdowns and Kevin Nutt Jr. returned a kickoff for a touchdown. Izzy Matthews had another solid performance on the ground with 140 yards and a touchdown. And Hansley gave the Rams the lead with the receiving touchdown, finishing the game with a total 4-3 for him. With the win, CSU has won 4 games in a row to finish the regular season with a 7-5 record. Mike Bobo also became the first CSU coach to win 7 regular season games in his first season. The team will await its bowl selection to be announced this Sunday, making it the third year in a row that Colorado State has qualified for a bowl game. Well, it's time for our last CTV Sports Players of the Week. This time we got 3 of them. Woo! Starting with offense, we had to give this one to Izzy Matthews. Trav, 18 carries, 140 yards, averaged 7.8 yards a carry, and 1 touchdown. That freshman played pretty awesome.
Fantastic job from him. The team likes to call him the closer because in the fourth quarter, he really carried the Rams in this game. Izzy Matthews. He has really stepped up big late in the season here for the Rams.
It's nice to see him stepping up right when the team needs him. And for the defensive player, we had to give this one to Kevin Davis. Kevin Davis was all over the field. 12 total tackles, 5 solo, 7 assisted, 2.5 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. Trav, wow.
Yeah, perfect way to end the season for Kevin Davis, the Rams' leading tackler this season. We've had him be the Defensive Player of the Week award multiple times. Kevin Davis, great job this week.
What a game for him. And for the first time ever, we have a special teams player of the week. And we had to give this one to Joe Hansley. What a game he had, Trav. 136 punt return yards. He averaged 45.3 yards per return and had 2 touchdowns, and the longest one was 75 yards. And that performance won him the Mountain West Special Teams Player of the Week.
Yeah, the Rams wouldn't have walked out of Fresno with a win without Joe Hansley. They really struggled offensively, and Joe Hansley was there for them. Heck of a game for him. You can't say enough about him.
The senior stepped up in his last regular season game as a Ram, and now the Rams are going to a bowl game.
Bowling. They're going bowling. While you were busy stuffing your face with turkey and stuffing all Thanksgiving break, the CSU men's basketball team was sweating out a double overtime game in Corpus Christi, Texas against UTEP. And when we look at this game, look at the minutes played. Obviously double overtime, but holy smokes.
Wow.
32 minutes from Teal Daniels, the big fella, and then look at that, Joe Deciman, John Gillen, and Gian Clavel. All 3 over 44 minutes in this game.
Man.
Yeah, it was goodness gracious. I'm tired just looking at that. Although the Rams out-rebounded the Miners 73-47, it still was not enough. The Rams wound up losing this one 99-90, snapping a 21-game non-conference regular season winning streak. The loss moves CSU's record to 5-1 on the season. Up next for Eustachy's squad will be a home game against Long Beach State on Thursday.
The CSU women's basketball team won a double overtime thriller against Navy in Annapolis, Maryland this past Saturday. The Rams won 82-73 in the championship of the Navy Classic Tournament and improved to 5-1 for the first time in over a decade. The Rams had 6 players score in double figures, led by Ellen Neustrom, who was straight up ballin'. She had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks while playing all 50 minutes of the contest. Wow. Kiora Wary was the second player on the team in scoring with 16 points while adding 6 rebounds. Neustrom and Wary were named to the Navy Classic All-Tournament team. CSU's starting 5 of Elin Gustafsson, Alana Arias, Jamie Patrick, Wary, and Neustrom accounted for 65 of the 82 points. The Rams' next game will be at home against the CU Buffs at home at Moby on Wednesday night.
It's time for a quick break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with this week's Sit Down